up, y'all? It's your boy CGI Gaming here. All right. I know. It's been a little bit, I know, but if it makes y'all feel any better, I ain't quit. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I did what I had to do. Now I'm back. I never left it, so it's not like I left y'all. But at the end of the day, you know, for this video, let's talk. Just speaking my mind about certain topics. Any topics that y'all want me to talk about next, just let me know. And yeah, let's get right, into the thing. Anyway, so today's topic is going to be all about WWE Universe. How over time changes have been made to the viewers, the story, the way it's watched. There's a lot of different things that go into it. And here I'm just here to talk about like what exactly caused people to stop watching and or just get bored, in a sense. And so at the end of the day, things that I believe caused it are in multiple genres such as timing, life, story, interest, and all other topics and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, you know all these things they are important, and at the end of the day, WWE's been around for decades now. So at the end of the day, not everybody's gonna be able to uphold a certain story or do certain things that you wish that they could. Anyway, the story about WWE has always been a well-reversed singular story with a bunch of like maybe mini little beefs going on, but like it's always been one main story, and they never collided or ran into one another. And it hasn't been the same for a little bit. The way it's been has been kind of just do what you can, and we're gonna make a bunch of different main stories, and it just became something that was confusing to follow, if I should say, because at the end of the day, all these things are something that we want to enjoy watching. We want to be able to focus on one story. As human beings, we want to focus on one story and not have to go through all the other ones. So at the end of the day, when they started adding things such as, I know now they have a whole situation going on with one of the more popular wrestlers now, which is Roman Reigns. They got something going on with Rey Mysterio. They got something going on with all these people. I can't really name a lot because, like I said, I haven't really watched it a lot since since I've seen these changes being made. And honestly, it just became a very difficult thing to watch because I grew up with certain people, certain storylines, certain things, and it just slowly started to slip out the grip of relevancy and or just overall entertaining for me. Growing up, I always used to watch wrestling with my uncle because he's a huge wrestling fan, and so he's go out to these main events, to these places that put them on like local restaurants and whatnot. They put them on the TV. But you notice that the culture has been kind of gone, and so at the end of the day, it's been more difficult in order to have them keep up the relevancy due to the people leaving, due to injuries, due to all these things. And so I want to get into the fact of why specifically I believe WWE is failing in the social spectrum. The reason I believe that they are failing is mainly because of not marketing, but just the people they're marketing to. So how WWE has worked in the past is that they've always tried to appeal to a younger slash like it's either young men or young I mean young boys or like older men that they've always tried to appeal to, and that's the main people I've noticed that have that feel and drive for the story of WWE. But overall, it honestly has been more directed towards being PG as well, because I know they just recently made that switch to, be like saying if they want cussing, doing whatever. And when you start to change that appeal from these younger boys that used to go out and buy the action figures and whatnot, when you change that appeal to cussing and all this, that, and the third, it becomes something that is difficult for parents to see why their kid should be able to watch it, and it becomes something that you know just people overall don't want to watch because you have like all these situations and they just lost half their people that they're trying to talk to basically. I know that back in the day they were pretty you know um, do whatever you want kind of company until they made that switch about maybe like the John Cena era, like 2012, possibly. Like, I don't know if that was a John Cena era, but like 2012 was out. But what I mean by this is like they became a very kid orientated, apply to everything kind of group. And just things just didn't seem realistic anymore. Certain things were kind of boring and childish and all these other different things. And overall, people just didn't want to like listen to it anymore. When you have such a concrete fan fan foundation, to change it to something that they can't relate to anymore has become is somewhat of a curse because of the fact that all these things are going to cause downfall of your company. And I noticed that when they were going into this PG era, there was a lot of Make a Wish foundations. They were appealing to these children more, but at the end of the day, they were losing somewhat of a era of older people that were going into bars and stores and whatnot just to watch this event, that new Backlash event, that Hell in a Cell. And also, it could just like it's mainly also due to the rosters. So we've been so used to 20 years of Brock Lesnar and Undertaker and John Cena, and now like all these people have moved on because either they found something better, they're too old to be wrestling, or just simple fact that they don't want to wrestle. They've made enough to not have to wrestle. And so, hey, I always say, get that bag, do what you got to do. And so that's exactly what they're doing. Point being that overall, you have to be able to keep up that hype. You have to be able to create a new John Cena. You have to be able to create a new Undertaker. And honestly, I know that they were trying to do that kind of thing with Bray Wyatt, but when it came to recreating Undertaker, they were trying to do that with Bray Wyatt, but at the end of the day, it just I don't know. There's something different about it because they turned Undertaker's more of a fearful man, where Bray Wyatt is more of a you know he's more of a creepy dude, if that makes any sense. So like Undertaker kind of made you scared. Bray Wyatt really just creeped you out. And I believe that these are two different feelings that people got. Along with people are saying the dude Austin Theory was the next John Cena. And at some point I can't see it only because it's just like the attitude, the difference, in appearance, and people are gonna say, "Oh, you know all these people, so you probably are a fanboy." I'm really not. All these people that I'm naming are coming from like TikTok clips or YouTube videos, or like I haven't given WWE a cent of my money. So honestly, to me, like just what I've seen, I'm glad that I didn't, because of the fact that most of the things that I'm seeing, I'm not impressed with. And there was a very big spike of WWE content in the TikTok area, but at the end of the day, all these clips and whatnot are old clips, things that you know that you would have seen back in 2012, back in 2015, all these different times. But at the end of the day, these aren't any recent clips other than WrestleMania, the obvious. And honestly, people have a theory that the second that Undertaker lost his streak was the year that the WWE went to hell, basically. From that, after like everything just started going bad, things started to happen behind the scenes, and overall, it was just celebrities that have made such a legacy for the WWE that would just come back for a simple fight or a promo and then leave. I know that things such that happen with people such as like Goldberg. I believe that he came back for a little bit, then he left again. It's like these people are too old to be coming back and carrying, the WWE roster. And at the end of the day, I can understand why they wouldn't want to just keep on carrying it, because it's exhausting. You made your career um, like goal. You've already reached that goal. You've probably been inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure if John Cena has been, um, but for sure that John Cena, Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, probably Edge. Maybe not so much of Christian, but like these people are very big points of our life, and now that they've been taken away, we have to create, or they have to create, sorry, new people that are going to support the entire roster. And some of these people, either their acting's not too good, their moves are lame as hell, or it's just like all these things that I'm mentioning are just reasons why WWE should probably not try to go back to the old things. Because what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to make it so it's more, you know, filled to this hardcore part of people. And what I mean by that is like they just are gonna go back to these hardcore moments, and such as when Shane McMahon got thrown off a Hell in a Cell into an announcer table, such as people like the Boogeyman who made the WWE like memorable. And these little people, at the end of the day, these things are things that are, how should I say, memorable, and it also kept the WWE in the back of your mind. I used to be afraid to the core of the Boogeyman when I was younger, and anytime I saw a worm, I was just like, ew. And these are things that, even though Boogeyman probably isn't, a WWE Hall of Famer, he has been somebody who has put a staple on WWE. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been scared of some folktale if someone just told me of it. I wouldn't have been scared of that. But now that I saw something, a physical form of a man that, was eating worms and doing all this stuff and shoving worms in people's mouth, making them uncomfortable, like all these things are just scary, freaky. And that's another thing, like WWE had both. They had freaky, they had scary. Boogeyman was freaky, Undertaker was scary, and with Kane and all that. So, that's my whole take on WWE and why, at the end of the day, why it's, in my opinion, failing. And at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. This is nobody else's, anything. It's just how I feel about the situation, how I feel it can become better, how I feel they can improve, how I feel like they are, having these bad moments. I do care for y'all. I love each and every last one of y'all. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope that continues. If you guys did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and leave in the comments what you guys want me to talk about next. I appreciate each and every one of you last time. Peace out.